Jock, tell me what's bothering you. I'd like to help.
What time is it?
About 3 o'clock.
Take a long time.
I have the rest of my life to listen to you.
I love you, Ellie. I always will. You know that, don't you?
As much as I love her, there's still a chance she's not going to want me with her.
It'll work itself out, Bobby. I know it will. But there's one thing I know. Pam loves you very much. And no matter how she feels now, you stick by her. Because even if she doesn't know it, she needs you.
I'd always pictured Christopher and John Ross growing up side by side. And then they'd finally start running the business together, the way Jock used to. Tough, honest. I had faith that they'd always do the right thing, even where their fathers had sometimes failed. I had faith.
I'm all for it. But if JR takes one step out of line, I guarantee you, we'll destroy him.
Rebecca, I've done everything I know to put a stop to this nonsense. But if it's a fight you want, just remember, other people have fought the Ewings before, and they've regretted it.
We'll see.
Jock, I know how important the company is to you, but I've lost Gary, and now, unless you stop him, Bobby will leave again.
Ewing Oil has been my life, Ellie.
And JR may be dying because of it. I don't think the company is worth my family. I want Bobby home, no matter what it costs Ewing Oil. You want him back without Sue Ellen?
Yes, I prefer that.
And what would you bring him back to? Being raised by nursemaids and tutors? Seeing you 5 minutes a day? If he's awake when you finally get home.
Well, I figured that you and Daddy could...
Could do what? Raise him for you? No, I'm too old to raise another grandchild.
You sound like you don't want him back here.
That's not fair, JR. You know I want him here. But only if his mother's with him. He needs his mother more than he needs you or me or his grandfather. I knew a woman once. A man couldn't decide whether or not to do right by her. So she took a horsewhip to him. Helped him make up his mind fast.
I don't think a horsewhip would work with Bobby.
I don't see why not. Worked on his daddy all right.
Miss Ellie.
Of course, I really wanted his daddy. You came to get my permission to destroy the reputation of the finest man that's ever lived, to tell lies about him when he's not here to defend himself, all for the sake of some cheap book? How dare you?
I don't care about the book. I don't want to hurt you.
Then how could you come and tell me this? It's not true.
It's true.
It's not!
I've had a mastectomy. The doctor found cancer. They cut off my breast.
Is that what this is all about? How in the world could that possibly affect the way I feel about you?
How long are you going to perpetuate this stupid Barnes-Ewing feud? Until we're all dead and gone? Is it worth it to you?
Don't expect me to apologize because JR got in over his head.
I don't expect anything from you, Cliff. And I don't apologize for what my son did. It's a family matter. We may be wrong and we may be right, but we're Ewings. We stick together. And that's what makes us unbeatable. Those things that were important to him. Honesty, hard work, a deep faith in other men, and an uncompromising love for his family. To protect that legacy, I would like to ask your permission to pass this award on to his son. Perhaps someday it will encourage him to follow in his daddy's footsteps. You come circling around here like a vulture. Do you know what we do to vultures out here, Mr. Jackson? Ray, get me the shotgun out of the hall closet.
Yes, ma'am. And Mrs. Ewing, I'm just doing my job.
Then find a better job, or a better way of doing this one. Now, Mr. Jackson, anybody on my land without invitation is a trespasser.
I'm deformed. Doesn't that matter?
You are not deformed, Ellie. If you lost an arm or a leg, I'd suffer that loss with you, too. But it wouldn't change anything between us.
I'm not talking about an arm or a leg. I'm talking about my breast.
It's funny. I stare out, and all these jungle plants just kind of dissolve. And there's your face instead, just waiting there for me. My pretty little girl. My pretty little Ellie. Lord, how I miss you down here. This family is Jock's family. You're Jock's son. And I'm Jock's woman. And the rules we live by are the rules he made.
But what am I supposed to do? If he is Jock, no matter what he looks like, this is his home. And Ewing Oil is his company. Isn't he entitled to that?
Everything you touch, you spoil. Relationships, people's lives.
Well, Mama, I think you're exaggerating a little bit.
Am I? JR, you and your daddy use people up and then throw them away. Even members of your own family.
You're my son, and I love you with all my heart. But we don't have to be together to keep that love.
I guess we don't.
You've been through a lot, Gary. I can feel a strength in you that you never had before.
You may have gotten us into this, but I'm going to find a way to get us out. And because I can't trust you, from now on until your daddy gets back, your days of free reign at Ewing Oil are over. Think 25 or 30 years ahead. I won't be here then. And the fight won't be between JR and Bobby. It'll be between John Ross and Christopher. Think carefully, Sue Ellen.
Sue Ellen is your wife. And as long as she is, she's your responsibility. I don't care what shape your marriage is in. She's a woman that we have loved. And a woman that has loved us. She's the mother of your son, who still needs her. She's a member of this family, JR. She is a Ewing. And your personal feelings don't change any of that.
My life will never be the same without him. But Jock, of all men, always believed that you had to be ready to face tomorrow. And so we will. I'll always know that my sons had the finest father, and I was married to the finest man that God ever put on this earth.
were supposed to have a quiet evening together. Oh, Bobby, try and make it. I want you to get to know Frank. Oh, Bobby, try to make it. I want you to get... Oh,